Pitch will go to Spencer Gilmire. Moves across the 50. Spencer Gilmire runs over a man at the 40. Made him eat dirt as Spencer Gilmire rumbles into Admiral territory down to the 38-yard line.
Hello, Spencer.
Will go to Spencer. He's got running room again. He's across the 30. Spencer Gilmire 20. Spencer Gilmire 15. Spencer Gilmire 13. He carries Admirals down the field. It'll be 1st and 10 Oak Ridge.
The 25 to the 30, breaks it to the outside, to the 35 to the 40, the 45 to the 50-yard line, needs to block and gets it at the 45 to the 40, to the 35 to the 30, to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Johnny Williams, Oak Ridge.
Single man left. Helton will roll to the left side. He's in trouble. He fumbles the ball. Intercepted by Oak Ridge. Picked off at the 50. Ron Black 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. 15, 10, 5, you did it one too many times, Todd Helton. That one picked off by Black into the end zone. 64-yard run by Ron Black, and Oak Ridge takes the...
That's intercepted down the sideline. He's at the 35, he's at the 40. The Wildcats, Dallas sprint, and that might do it.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the Pete's Inn. It's time for another edition of Crunch Time, the Oak Ridge High School football show. Coach, it's been, I guess, a couple of weeks, actually, since we were here doing a show. But it's good to have football back in Oak Ridge. This Friday, the Wildcats hosting the Hardin Valley Hawks on senior night, the last regular season home game for the Wildcats. And I know after, I guess, a 2-week break from school, about a week off from football, you're excited to get back on the gridiron on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a packed house tonight, so appreciate our booster club and Daryl getting everybody hooked up. We got some free pizza for the players that showed up, so we got a big crowd for you, David. I know you're excited about that, but I guess more importantly, we're back to get ready to play some football here and finish the season up on a positive note. You know, fall break's over. The bye week is over, so we are back to playing games every week from here on out.
Yeah, we're excited. I know the Pizza Inn people are probably excited that there's quite a few people in here.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you all coming out tonight to support the football team. Coach, I know it's been a couple weeks actually, but the last time you played football, obviously, was a region ball game against the Bearden Bulldogs.
Yep.
And you jumped on them early, held on to that lead. What do you remember most about that game? We'll see the highlights in a minute, but I know you've done a lot of work since then.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a blur, to be honest with you, with as much time as we've had off. But I felt like with Bearden, we wanted to, David wanted to win the bye week. That week, first week, we brought him in, I guess, Tuesday, Thursday for really long days. We had lunch and meetings, lifting, practice. And then I felt like that really helped us out in the game. We started out fast. Felt like we kind of overwhelmed Bearden a little bit in the first half. And we got the clock running, so the second half went by really quick, and that's kind of all she wrote. So, we just kind of took care of business. Had a lot of players had big nights, big region win for us. We're still in contention for a region championship, still being undefeated in the region. So, obviously, a big way to come back from the Bradley Central slobber knocker, get a nice, clean, easy win against Bearden.
On our show tonight, we're going to, and here in a moment, we're going to have highlights of that varsity ball game. We also have some junior varsity combined freshman highlights from the Bearden game, too. We're also going to speak to a couple of your seniors. JT Gormley and Nate Stevens are going to join us here, and we'll talk to them about this season and about other things. Let me get Mark ready here. Why don't we roll the highlights from the Bearden ball game, played at Blankenship Field a couple of weeks ago. And I'll let you do what you do.
Yep. Oh, we got our weekly Adam Washington.
It was tougher
picture
to find this week.
So, yeah, we're coming out. There's DeMillion Porter there with a nice little run to start the game. So, got a nice job here. As you see, you got receivers blocking. Offensive line getting a nice push off the ball. And we just do a good job right there of staying north and south on the run. You got Stansberry here to Malik Howard. Watch this catch. That's a nice one-handed catch right there. Kind of goes up and climbs the ladder. Nice view of it right here. The offensive line giving a good job pass protection. But Malik just kind of goes up there and gets it and, does a –
here's another view
of it. So as you see, just kind of gets the ball down the middle of the field there. The kind of a little split safety look. You had two safeties, so – now you got the another pass here to Malik. I think basically he was going to throw it out to the flats and block it.
How many catches did he have in this ball game?
I think it was quite a few. I think, really everything was open that we had planned to the middle of the field, really. So, now we're going to throw the bubble out here to Jarrell Jimerson. Nice bubble there. I like how he maintains his balance, doesn't run out of bounds. David, we're just kind of nickel and diming him a little bit. There's Zayden Williams there blocking on the outside. So as you see right there, we are moving the ball down the field here pretty quickly in Bearden territory. Those are basically extended run plays. You're just throwing a ball out there to the flat, and we're able to, get north and south. So, another seam route here. I believe this was Cash. That was the stick nod or stick and go. So we're going to look left, double move it, come back right. As you see, the safety split out, and we're able to get the ball right there near the end zone. Felt like the offensive line did a good job blocking. There's Stansberry on a pull, so the defensive end squeezes. So then Blaine's reading that area. You see him coming in on the screen right there, and then Blaine does a nice job right there of just reading it and then getting outside the rush and going in for a touchdown. So, as you see, it was our pink out game. Student section back there pinked out. Brought the pink towels and pink socks. And
I think this whole month is Cancer Awareness
Exactly,
month.
Yeah. I think you're seeing that a lot more in this day and age, devoting a whole month. It used to be kind of a game, and now it's kind of morphed into – a whole month. But so now we're on defense, and felt like defensively we did a really, really good job here of playing assignment football. There's a host of Wildcats there, Wayne Gibson. Bearden's just, one thing that they're very formation predictable. We had kind of had them scouted out really, really well, and the kids did a really good job of responding to that. So there's a Nice move by Jarrell right there. You see him, we throw the bubble out there, and the corner kind of traps it. But Jarrell does a nice job of breaking the first tackle.
And breaking that guy's ankles, too.
Yeah, kind of gets that guy, shakes him out a little bit. And, again, these are just extended run plays. There's the bubble set. So one thing we're doing is we throw the bubble. Now we fake the bubble and just throw it behind the backer that flies out there. Blaine does a good job of throwing the ball in the window. There's Malik again. Kind of like we were saying, David, everything to him just was kind of there. We've hit this play multiple times, and it's a really, really good football play, especially when you can throw the bubble. Now you get a little Eli Pearson, Gage Pelger on the snap, Adam Washington on the hold, Eli on the kick. That's just a little chip shot for him. That thing goes back there in the grass. And
about 37 yards,
37-yarder, not too strenuous there. But, again, as you see, we're up 10-0. Nice. JT Gormley, you'll hear from him later on tonight. We blitz into the so, again, we send a pressure right into the run play. So that's just a good call versus that look.
I know Blake did a good job, and I'm sure you're glad to have JT back.
Yeah, I mean, we feel like it's kind of like we don't really have a lot of depth. There's Dylan Woody, stepped in there, played some safety for us in this game. We like our linebacker group right now, David. We feel like we got a lot of depth at linebacker. I should knock on the table. You say
know.
that, but, right now we feel like we have a lot of depth at that position, so that's a good. So there's Jarrell again with a nice little hitch. One thing Bearden's doing is there's some soft spots in the zone there. Feel like we're pretty efficient here with the quick game stuff. Blaine again just does a nice job finding the uncovered receiver is what we would say there. And, just do a nice job there of moving the ball forward. So now we got Liam Gerber in there. There's Blake Woody, King Sandoval, Caden Stewart all around the ball.
Your defense has been so good this year, under 10 points a game.
Yeah, we're averaging about 8 points a game. It's, really the rushing statistics. We feel really, really good about our box, David. I mean, when we mentioned linebackers, we're playing 5 defensive linemen, potentially playing 5 linebackers. We're always having guys fresh. So same thing again. There's a little quick pass to Jarrell Jimerson out there in the flat. One thing with Bearden is they're just really playing soft coverage, so you're kind of having to throw the ball short. But if you string together 2 or 3 of those completions, now you're in field goal territory. And now there's the one high, really nice throw by Blaine. Malik's a big target, so he kind of gives him a headshot throw, lets him go up and high point the ball. As you see there's no way the safety can disrupt it. And, just a nice throw and catch right there. So, as you see the sideline view of it, it kind of buries his base, gets the feet set, and gets it up there. Big touchdown. And as you see, I believe this made it, 17-0, I think. I
believe so.
Remember the timeline of events, but there's Tyree Porter coming in, Liam Gerber, Gormley, Zayden Williams right there, Dom Vasquez, just a lot of wild. There's Big Tim Walters getting flat down the line. And you like to see this whenever you're seeing a team throw a bubble pass and you see 5 or 6 Wildcat defenders just really disrupting the ball. There's Zayden Williams there with a nice tackle. Boom, just really, really Bearden. I mean, they just really couldn't get anything going all night. We did a good job with our blitzes. What now, Day? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, ending that 4-game losing streak to them, which made it even better.
Yeah, I mean, it was and a lot of those games, I know last year was kind of a dud, but a lot of those games have been down to like the last 2 minutes of the game.
They have been.
Luckily, we got the throwback screen. There's Amonte Bishop there kind of sniffing it out. Again, Amonte's had a great year for us there playing some our Wildcat position. Here's Adam Washington there with a nice catch on a hitch. And, again, David, these are 5-yard throws that are turning into 20-yard gains because of the soft coverage.
Nice move here.
Yeah, nice move.
Right there, nice move.
he moved so fast he dropped his towel. But nice move there from Adam. So, again, here's Blaine again. Like I said, you got Malik out there in the flat. We kind of called a little play, a little three-level flood route. So you had, and they did a pretty good job right here. 24 played that not bad. He kind of stuttered and went, so, Malik was a check down in that play. But, again, one thing you see from this film, just Bearden was a little bit outmatched physically. So
yeah,
there's Book Sit again. What now?
Most definitely.
Yeah. So there's Book Sit again. Everybody wants to chase that bubble. And that's a play that's worked all year for us. And the good part is that they don't chase the bubble. We just throw the bubble out there. So it's basically a run play. So that, again, you're just and those throws will come in handy, like I said, as the season moves on and you start having to get hard yards. So now we're going to throw a little bit of a screen there.
Nice stiff arm there. Runs over a man.
Yeah, I mean, we're just able to find some good rhythm here. Like I said, just, it's kind of getting a good sequence of plays, and, you throw the ball to someone like Malik, I mean, good things are going to happen. So here's a sideline view. So we're just inviting the defensive line to rush upfield. And it's another, to me, it's another run play. You're just kind of chasing grass. And so now we're just going to kind of do a little back shoulder here. So, you put somebody out there 6'4" on a 5'8" kid.
Yeah, it's a little.
That's like a basketball. Like you don't see like a 5'8" guy guard a 6'4" post in basketball.
Right.
It's you kind of go through a little fade ball. There's Zayden Williams coming up with a nice tackle, and we forced a fumble, so that was nice. Walters with the fumble recovery, as you see right here. Watch this hit right here. And the ball just kind of pops out. That's what swarming to the football does. We work David work a tackling circuit every Wednesday. There's a little hammer drill, which you're trying to, disrupt the ball from the ball carrier, which sets up Eli Pearson's field goal. They actually had a penalty there. They hit the snapper and tried to jump over somebody. You can't do that in high school football. That was a big thing a couple of years ago. Guys were trying to jump over the snapper, but again, we unfortunately didn't score there. Same thing. We're just doing a nice job. Bearden's trying to.
All those gray shirts.
Yeah, there's a lot of jerseys there. That's what you call rallying to the football. So rally just means you want to get as many people there as you can. Caden Stewart, Gormley was there. JT's back playing with his, I call it the Ray Lewis brace. That back in the day, put that big old elbow cast on. And, Zayden Williams with a nice interception, nice high point. So one thing he does is he high points the ball. You see him right now, gets up off the ground, and really number 4 was a good player for them, David. We saw him make a couple touchdown catches against Farragut. That was and then right here, Walters that was a nice pressure. 27-0 in the background first half. It's always nice when you get 27-0.
Only trouble, I'll let this play go.
Oh, yeah, this is the big Wayne Gibson here carrying the football. Gets a nice block from Josiah McClure there, and then Amarion Willis comes down here and just kind of escorts him, takes 2. That's 2 for 1 right there. But, again, Wayne did a good job filling in. DeMillion Porter got injured in this game, and Wayne kind of filled in for him. And Wayne's very capable. He had a big scrimmage against Central in the spring. He had a couple long runs like this.
This is tied for the 8th longest run in Oak Ridge history.
8th longest run in Oak Ridge history. So that is time to edit the program. It's always fun to look at that. It's some schools don't have as thorough records. That's a cool place about Oak Ridge. There's really a lot of thorough records that you have tradition in the program. But again, there's Wayne Gibson on the nice run. He'll be involved heavily against Hardin Valley. And right now we got, let's call it a tip drill. So McClure tips the ball. Tyree Porter picks it off. just a great job of being in the right position. You know, one theme, David, is as you see Porter's interception is we're getting pressure on the quarterback. So as you see, getting pressure on the quarterback, he overthrows the ball. There's a tip. There's a nice interception. And that's one thing we're able to do in this game. I think we had 3 picks and a fumble recovery. And there's Stansbury again. There's a little pass to, Zayden Williams there. Amonte Bishop with a nice pressure.
The only thing bad about these running clock games, I know you don't get a chance to play everybody because it goes so quickly.
It really does. It's amazing how fast the game goes, but, the good thing is we're trying to – there was a little skirmish there. Man, we about that would have been Nate Stevens' dream to get that intercept. He's back there watching it, but he may have rolled in the end zone. He may have had a little pick 6 there. There's Kipton Fagan, really having a great season on Mondays and, did a great job playing against Bearden here, rolling out. Nobody's open, so I like how he just takes off and runs, just keep the chains moving. Let's see if we can string together some first downs.
I like the way he goes down. He got hurt last year, so he's a little smarter.
Yeah, well,
this year.
he plays baseball, so the slide should not be anything out of the ordinary. But I guess most baseball players don't slide feet first anymore. Looks like to me they all fly in there head first. But nice throw to Nehemiah Adams there, sophomore receiver, bright future for us. I like how look at that quick throw out there, and Nemo just gets it and splits 2.
He is a big boy.
Yeah, big old – obviously a big target. And, Nemo come into is super late. If he'd have been here earlier, just kind of getting familiar with the systems. There's Zaire Oliver there with a nice run, another sophomore player. He's able to – that's our outside zone play. It's either a bounce, bang, or bend back, the B words. So he bounces it and chases the sideline. Nice pull here. Watch this this defensive end squeezes. You see 13 squeeze. There's nobody left. So, Kip, that's you make that guy wrong. That's what you call a read play. And Kipton, he's done a great job of doing that as far as zone read goes. And really excited about his legs and his arm as well.
So you remain undefeated in the region with the victory over Bearden. You've got 3 region games to go this coming Friday, obviously against Hardin Valley. Then a couple Thursday ball games back-to-back, Farragut, and then to close it out with the Maryville Rebels. So you're approaching, I guess, week number 8 this week against Hardin Valley.
I guess time flies, doesn't it? It feels like we were just sitting in here yesterday talking about Halls, doesn't it? But the good thing is, I think, David, is we talked about this. We gave them like 4 days off from fall break of just, I guess, to refresh. And Monday, this week starts our new season. So our first season we're 7-0, and then our new season, like right now, we're 0-0. So we want to play Hardin Valley, go 1-0 in our new season, and then we told the players it starts getting real because you get the Thursday TV game with Farragut, which is fun, for everybody, and I know everybody's, you all do a great job, and everybody else does too. But the Thursday, the standalone games, I guess, is when you're playing and nobody else is, are always fun. And then the Maryville game got moved to Thursday because of everybody got to play a game on Thursday now, and that could be a huge implication game. So, heck, it's about to get real. So our new season is going to be super fun.
Before we talk about Hardin Valley, before we bring up JT and Nate, Monday you played the Bearden Junior Varsity combined freshman team. We've got some highlights of that as well. So
that they wanted to move this game, push it back a week. So it'd been nice to just go ahead and play this one the Monday after the Friday game. But I think Knox County was on fall break too, David. I think they were gone. So we brought Bearden Black to Blankenship, and there's Kipton Fagan there showing off his wheels, as they say, and just takes the zone play, fakes it to the second high booth, and basically just shows off really his running ability. So we feel really good about the JV. There's Zaire Oliver again. We started out 3-0. We started out 3-0, had a couple setback games, and then played Grace like you don't realize they have an international kicker that was kicking 45-yard game-winning field goals. But Nemo Adams again, Kipton to Nemo. Look at this throw right there. That's what you call dotting it. Nehemiah Adams again. Gavin Ellison with a nice PAT. Gavin's gotten a lot better. I know Coach Kelly's a regular at these shows, but Gavin's
over there.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to miss. But there's Gavin with a great kick. There's Spencer Hatmaker coming in on a sack. And now we got Zaire Oliver now with the run. So
Nice
Dom
hard run.
Campbell with a nice block there. There's Dominic Campbell there. He's excited about playing Hardin Valley. He's got some come from there. Ezra Mahoney with a touchdown reception. So when you see this right here, Kipton rolls out to the right, and his first read's covered. So then Ezra is back there behind the corner, does a nice job securing the football. And, so there's a nice – what a kick by Gavin Ellison again.
That was a long extra point there.
Yeah, we unfortunately had a penalty there. There's Spencer Hatmaker again, Jaquan Huntington, Joey Marin, Zy Carroll, Dom Campbell all around the ball. But watch this tackle right here. He kind of, he's able to, basically straddle that running back. Nice play. This is a screen play to Zakai Booth. And I like how he does a good job of keeping his feet up. There's Kipton again. That's a really good play right there because you make the defensive end be wrong. That guy, 37 chased. So now you have the pull-out element. So here's Kipton again. There's a nice little comeback route to Nehemiah Adams. This route's it's really unguardable in any level of football if you run it right.
He was open all night.
Yeah, I mean it goes back to the same thing. They're obviously playing a softer coverage. And there's a little pass to Kamani Willis there he does a good job fighting to get in the end zone. I believe we had to kind of settle for a field goal. And there's Gavin Ellison again. Me and you were back here, David. I was retrieving the ball, and we got a nice little shot of it, though. That kick's a tough angle. Zaire Oliver back carrying the ball right now. And, we do a good job there with the pull. Gage Pellegrin on the pull there. And looked like you had Dom Campbell kind of leading up, inserting up for him. So, again, there's it is, the Nemo Adams. That's called a comeback route. You just kind of flick it out there. And
I was afraid he was going to step out of bounds before the sticks.
I know. You had a better view of it, but there's Anthony Ferreira there with a nice touchdown reception. So as you see, that's called a little play of showtime. You just show the hands and wheel out, and generally it times up well. This was an odd play. I guess they just never got the handoff.
It almost looked like he threw it down.
I know. It was kind of weird. There's Trezier Threet there with a fumble recovery. And, there's a jet sweep there to Kamani Willis with the handoff. Does a nice job reversing his field with the Bearden defense over pursuing. And one thing we got to do a better job of, there's no reason to hold down here. Just release. Just release. Just like we did, get in their way. But if that was the call, that may have been a little ticky-tack.
I kind of thought so, too.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't really know. Wow. I didn't see much of any contact there. But there's Kipton again. Fagan there pulling the ball. Does a good job of getting down when there's, 5 Bearden players right there and just really extends the play. David, it's later in the season when you're getting the lights on Monday night. You're getting dark early.
Yeah.
That's when you're getting to the playoff time. But again, there's Kipton again with – I feel like we called a screenplay here and something happened. And
he took on that guy right there.
He did take him on. He took him on and – Zaire Oliver with a nice little run there, bounces off the first couple defenders and does a good job there of getting the first down. There were a lot of highlights. This is a high-scoring game.
Yeah, this is
Zaire.
the most junior varsity highlights we've had because you scored like 38, I believe.
Yeah, 38-17 was the final, and the Grace game was phenomenal too. There's Amari Bishop with a nice catch. Freshman we're excited about. There's Zaire again, did a great job running the ball and playing some corner. There's Zakai Booth also running the ball a little bit. And there's Kipton. Just does a great job getting in the end zone. Feel like that. This was the fourth down play. We threw a little rollout pass for that particular reason. Hey, if the read's not there, kind of get open. And one thing we're doing here, there's Trezier Threet, Anthony Ferreira. Was that, Jeremiah Cabrera around the ball too. There's Thomas White here carrying the football. A little freshman getting some action playing these combined games, but Monday we're going to do a little freshman on freshman with Hardin Valley Hawks. Get a little freshman game, get them a full game in. But, big win for the freshman JV combined team, 38-17 over Bearden. That puts their cumulative record at 4-3 on the season, with varsity being 7-0. And we're just excited about Hardin Valley Friday.
Let's talk about them.
Yeah.
We're going to bring JT and Nate up here, but talk about Hardin Valley.
One thing I think with Hardin Valley, David, this used to be kind of an annual game. And they've kind of fallen on some hard times. They've had probably 3 or 4 to 5 kind of down seasons. It used to be a really competitive game. I was checking back some scores, and there were multiple one-point games.
They were very close.
But I think Coach Wynn has kind of got things going in the right direction down there. They beat Bearden. They're 3-4 on the season. Man, offensively, they're doing a bunch of different formations and wrinkles. This is the most we've had to prepare defensively all season as far as teaching our kids. And then defensively, they're pretty simple, though. So we should, biggest thing we've said is it's senior night. We need to have a big crowd. But what now?
They're having a.
You're going to read that here in a second. But the senior night need to have a big crowd. And I feel like we got to come out ready to play because much improved football team. You know how much it'd be for Hardin Valley to beat Oak Ridge, with as many lean years as they've had in the past 5 or 6 years. So we have to really come out ready to play.
There used to be a trophy. I think they called it the Battle of the Bridge. I don't know if that trophy's still in existence, but I don't know if it is or not.
I don't know. What's funny about it is I know that'd be a Coach Gaddis question because when the school first opened down there was a lot of momentum. I guess Coach Boyd would have been the coach when the school first opened.
Right.
But Coach Jones was there for a while. When I was at Powell, we played him in a region game. They had a lot of momentum going. Kind of like anything, the new paint, everybody wants to be there. Had some really good teams starting out. They didn't just kind of they've kind of went on hard times, and I don't know. We not played them in 4 or 5 years. So.
It's been a while, yeah.
So I don't know where the Battle of the Bridge trophy would be. I don't know if it's in Coach Gaddis' basement or what. I don't know.
Well, they're going to have a food drive too.
Yeah.
That's sponsored by the Lions Club. All the proceeds are going to go to Bryson's Closet. I mean, there's all kinds of things. They're going to take up food at the gate.
Yep.
Peanut butter, juice, and your eyes are better than mine, Coach. Why don't you read that?
Yeah, let's talk about what we're going to need here at the food drive. Peanut butter, juice, pasta sauce, hot, cold cereal, oatmeal beans, cereal, canned vegetables, fruit, snacks, canned milk. So, we expect to have a big crowd. We've had great crowds all season. So if you all can bring an item for the Lions Club of Oak Ridge and drop that off, we would greatly appreciate it, and we know they would as well.
Coach, let's take a break. We're going to bring JT Gormley and Nate Stevens up here. We are live at the Pizza Inn in front of a big crowd here. We appreciate all of you coming out. We'll be back with those seniors in a moment.
I enjoy living and raising a family in East Tennessee because it's always been home to me. One thing that makes Fox Insurance Group stand out from other agencies is our customer service. Insurance, a lot of times, for a lot of people, is not something they really like to deal with, so I like to be there for them and help them through the process. It makes me feel good when I know my customer can rely on me and trust me. Yes, I'm very excited Fox Insurance Group is now an independent agency. It opens up so many doors for our customers and the agency as a whole, and we're going to be there for you when you need us the most.
Who are you not to be uncommon? Who are you not to be 1 in a million? 100 million? Your day job is what you do, but it doesn't define you. In a world of common, it might. But you You were born to do uncommon things with the time you've been given. When's the last time Common fought a wildfire? Or brought a town back from the dark? Or stood against a rising flood? Common doesn't do that. Uncommon does that. And here, where uncommon lives are shaped, is where history will find you. A few weeks a year, and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
When something happens to your car, you might say,
Ugh, come on, seriously?
This is so extra.
but what you could say is,
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
your local State Farm agents are available to help you online, over the phone, or in person. State Farm agents are here to help answer your questions and help you file your claim.
This is so extra.
Get with someone who can actually help. Contact me, Agent Laura Lynn Green, today.
This is Melvin Jackson, inviting you to experience mouth-watering, slow-smoke barbecue that hits every spot every time. Fats Barbecue is now open in Oak Ridge at 366 East Tennessee Avenue. Stop by our brand new storefront or catch our award-winning food truck on the move. For over 30 years, our award-winning barbecue has been a staple in the East Tennessee. Perfectly smoked meats, hearty sides, and then that down-home flavor you love. Planning an event, we cater weddings, parties, and more. Call 865-421-3287. Fats Barbecue, where every guest is family. Follow the smoke, find the flavor.
Welcome back once again to the Pizza Inn. This is crunch time, getting ready for a Hardin Valley ball game this coming Friday at Blankenship Field, senior night. And speaking of seniors, two seniors next to me. To my immediate right, we got JT Gormley, and then Nate Stevens to his right. Guys, first off, thanks a lot for joining us. Senior night coming up on Friday. Your thoughts there, JT? I know you've been out a little bit. We're going to talk about that. Your thoughts on senior night coming up Friday night?
Yeah, I'm real excited for it. I think it'll be a really good game. We've been always working hard.
Nate?
Yeah, it's a big game, really excited for it.
Both of you guys, well, I mean, a little bit different. I mean, JT, you are a little bit hot on the mic there. You play linebacker, and Nate, you're a little bit more on the offensive line side of things, but very important to the team. I'll start with you.
Okay.
We can talk to these guys that get the glory all the time. Being an offensive lineman, I mean, obviously, somebody, I don't know if it was Jared up here, but one of the guys came up here earlier and said that you had just all of a sudden emerged this year as, a much better player than you were the year before. Talk about that, your progression as a player.
Yeah, I didn't really, wasn't really chose to play offense this year until our, joint practice. And it just caught me off guard. I wasn't really prepared for it, but here I am now.
Tell me the difference between playing offensive line, defensive line.
It's a really big difference. I prefer one way or another, but offensive line, it's a lot harder, a lot more hand movement. But, it's still fun, I'll say the less.
JT, I know you had to be just chomping at the bit after the Halls ball game. I think it was the Halls game where you, I guess you dislocated your elbow. I mean, you had to wear one of those braces. Talk about how tough it was for you to sit and have to watch your teammates play, 5-6 ball games.
Yeah, well, obviously it wasn't what I would have chosen, obviously, for the first game to go out my senior year. But, there's no point in being down on it because there's nothing I could do about it. So I just wanted to be there for my team, show up to practice, help where I could, and just be ready whenever I'm back.
Well, how is it now? I mean, is it good?
Yeah, I'm still recovering, going to physical therapy, but I'm getting a lot better.
You were one of the leading, if not the leading tackler on last year's team at the linebacker position. Talk about what it is to play linebacker in Coach Hawkins' defense.
Well, you can always tell somebody what to do and teach, but at the end of the day, you have to have the mentality and want to go, hit somebody and inflict pain on other people. It's just a mindset.
Well, I'm going to ask you about that, too. From your sophomore year, you played quite a bit your sophomore year. Surprisingly, I think you probably the most surprised person on the team when you were playing so much. Talk about your progression, getting stronger, bigger. What's the difference between you as a sophomore and you as a senior?
Well, as a sophomore, I was, kind of under the radar for a bit, but then Elijah Israel had got hurt, and I was next in line, so I had to step up, and I feel like being thrown in there and being thrown into the deep end kind of made me a better player overall because I wasn't easing into it. I was right there, and I had to get better, and I had to be there for my team.
So, Nate, obviously, senior year. Your favorite memory so far this year, this season?
Favorite memory? That's really hard to tell, man. There's a lot of good memories going around. I really can't decide that.
What about your favorite memory as a Wildcat, just watching over the 4 years?
My favorite memory? My favorite memory is always beating Clinton. That's always the favorite memory.
JT, what's your favorite memory?
Probably being back in the Bearden game and getting in and making some plays was really exciting.
Just to watch you, you seem like a kind of a quiet guy until somebody gets to know you. But when you're out on the field, you're a totally different kind of guy. Your motor runs a little bit faster. Why?
I've just never been a super talkative person outside of the people that I'm close with, and like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of just a mindset. When you get out on the field, you just let loose and let all your frustrations and anger out from the previous week all into one game.
Senior year, you've got 3 more ball games left. Last year you made it to the Final Four in the state semifinals. What's your expectations? How far can this team go?
Well, going into 6A, we were kind of looked at as we're not going to do very good. Last year we had a good run, but we've only proved people wrong last year and this year. So I don't see why we couldn't go all the way.
Nate, what's your thoughts there?
I'm the same with JT. We were really big underdogs. No one really believed in us. Everyone was saying, "Oh, Grid 6A, they ain't gonna do nothing." But I think we can make a run for it all the way.
So, Coach Rang pointed out that on that one play that Nate that you were looking at maybe eyeing an interception. There, the ball was up in the air. It was bouncing around.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts going through there?
I didn't realize it. I had the chance to until after the play because I saw the ball hit my chest, but I didn't process it until after the play was over, and I was so disappointed because I could have had that interception, man.
Well, tell me, what kind of celebration dance would you have had if you had taken that one in?
The sexy Dexy.
Okay, JT, I know your celebration. I mean, you're not one. I've seen you kind of have some emotion, but for the most part, you just kind of do your job. You were really fired up. What was it? Was it the McMinn County ball game last year where you made a stop pretty close to the goal line? That might be the most emotion I've seen you show on the field. Talk about that play.
So that was, you're talking about towards the end of the game?
Towards the end of the game when you had to make a stop there.
Yeah, that was right in the goal line. If they had scored, they would have been up, and it was late into the fourth quarter, and then I came through on a stunt, sacked the quarterback, and that's what pushed them back, and they threw it, and that's where Dallas got that interception. So, it's just stacking plays and working together as a team to kind of build off each other.
Nate, what's your favorite tradition?
My favorite tradition has to be going up and down those stairs.
Up the stairs?
Oh, no. That's
most people don't say going up the stairs, but
yeah, no, it's a journey. Yeah. But walking down those stairs during ball games, it's really fun.
JT?
Yeah, everyone says it, but walking the 72 steps, it's so.
Do you guys like movies?
I'm a good movie guy.
What's your favorite kind of movie?
I guess I like comedy.
Well, I know this guy here is kind of like a Star Wars guy. I mean, do you like the Star Wars movies better than these television kind of things?
Yeah, I
you
like
do?
the movies better, yeah.
Even the old ones, the ones way back in the 70s?
Yeah, I like the originals, but the prequels are my favorite.
Okay. What makes those Star Wars movies so good for you to watch?
I don't know. It's just the.
Do you have the action figures?
No, I don't.
I was trying to lead you into that Dontopia thing you talked about last year. But
Yeah.
Okay, so you like the science fiction in general?
And more so just Star Wars. I picked it up a while ago, and I've just been drawn to it. I love watching the movies. I think the storyline's great, and there's a perfect balance of action and comedy and romance and everything.
We're getting close to Halloween here, so if your football team was in a horror movie, and who would be the first one to die, and why? I'll start with you, Nate.
Probably Torrey Holtz.
Why would Torrey die first?
He's not very fast and very bright in the head. He would be the first one to go for sure.
JT?
As soon as you asked that, Torrey came to mind, and it's nothing against him, but
Well, is he still in the house? I saw him earlier. Is he still here?
I think he sadly left.
He's out of here, so he didn't get to hear you trash him. So, which coach? I see at least one other, actually two coaches in the house. Which coach on this staff scares you the most? Nate, I'll start with you.
Probably either Coach Bam or Coach Rang.
I mean, there's Coach Bam right there. I mean, he's pretty close. He's only like a table away here.
Definitely when he's mad, he gets a little scary when he's mad.
JT, you want to answer that one?
well, he's not my coach, but I'd have to say Coach Day because he's such a two-sided kind of person. One time he'll be super nice to you, but then if somebody makes a mistake, he'll be screaming his head off.
Well, that's the way. Has Coach Kelly ever yelled at anybody?
Oh, no.
No.
Coach Kelly's very nice.
I wouldn't think so. If you came with a warning label, what would your warning label read? You understand the question?
Man, I don't know, man. That's a hard choice. I don't know.
JT?
Yeah, that's a tough question.
I got an even tougher one in a minute.
Oh, no.
I really can't think of one.
Okay, I've got another one for you then. Nate, we'll start with you. If you had a daughter who would you not want?
Will.
You understand the question? Yeah. Let me get the question out. If you had a daughter, who on the team would you not want to date your daughter?
Answer still stands, Will.
Yeah, well, okay. JT, do you have an answer to that?
I'll probably go with Amarion.
Is there any reasons for this? Maybe we shouldn't discuss it.
Locker room talk.
Okay. We'll keep it right at that. When you were a kid, what was the first job you all wanted to do?
I remember for a little bit I wanted to be an engineer.
Okay. What do you want to be now?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm kind of looking into maybe real estate, but I'm still exploring my options.
Because Kelly can hook you up with that. I mean, that's kind of what he does now. Nate?
It was always join the service.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Joining the service.
Okay. Any particular branch?
The Army.
Okay. Have you always wanted to do that?
Yeah, since I was a little
kid. And you
kid.
still want to do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Which player on your team would make the best coach?
Ooh, that's a hard question.
That is a hard question.
Who do you think, JT?
I'm trying to look around. I'm
A
trying
lot of
my
them have
hardest.
left.
That's
So
how I am too.
you want me to move on?
Yeah.
If you had a time machine, would you go forward or backwards, and where would you go?
I would probably go back in time and watch a gladiator fight. Back in ancient Rome, that's cool.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Nate, can you top that one?
Probably not top. I was going to say like back in time to like a historical event just to see how it actually happened, how it was different.
Okay. Why did you choose football as your sport?
I used to watch it as a kid, and I loved the way it looked. So I joined it since I was a kid, and I loved it ever since.
JT?
I didn't, unlike a lot of players here, I didn't start when I was a little kid or anything. I started in middle school, but...
Well, I remember interviewing you in middle school, did I not? Like at the
Yeah.
at the TV studio
Yeah.
when you were like in 8th grade? Or yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been interested in it. I've always wanted to learn it, but, I didn't play it when I was a little kid. I was always hesitant to. Didn't have a good team to join, but then whenever I was at Jefferson, I decided to try it out, and I've loved it ever since.
Have you lived here your whole life?
I grew up out in Lake City, but I moved here to Oak
Nate,
Ridge.
have you lived here most of your life?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a dream car? Any kind of car that you want to have at some point in your life?
Probably a Corvette.
Okay.
I would say some sort of, I don't know anyone in particular, but a nice truck or a Dodge Demon.
Other than football, is there a subject that you are really good at? I mean, that people might not know that you do well?
Like a school subject?
Any subject. I mean, like hobby or whatever.
For me, it'd be like history or like geography.
Really?
Yeah.
You like that? That's
Yeah, I do.
interesting. Okay. JT?
It's a little bit of a unique hobby, but I make knives, and I'm really interested in the forging and learning about the history of it. So
Yeah, I learned that today from a mutual friend of ours. He told me to actually talk to you about that. You do swords and knives, and you're making a knife right now, he said? Like, how do you do that?
there's, as they say, there's multiple ways to skin a cat. You can forge it, putting it in a forge, hammering it. You can cut it out of a bar. But, I do a lot of different ways. But you just take the scrap material, the handle material, and steel and just
Did I
grind
ask
it
you
down.
the zombie apocalypse question last year?
I think so.
Well, let me ask Nate then. In a zombie apocalypse, who on the team would you want with you and why?
Honestly, I would say JT. Just because I think he's level-headed and like wouldn't overreact, and it brings some good skills like foraging, like build knives and stuff. I think it'd be a good skill set.
Smart, very very intelligent answer, JT.
I think. I'll go right back at him, Nate, because over the last year or two, we've really gotten closer, especially because we work out together and we work well together. And yeah, I'll go with Nate.
Well, that's one thing I've noticed about both of you. Actually, both of you have gotten bigger over the year. Are you guys that just love to be in the weight room, or is it something in school, or do you do it outside of school?
A little bit of both.
Coach Day, I mean, you have his conditioning class.
Yeah, we do it in football workouts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys leaders on the team? I'll ask both of you, Nate.
I would say yes.
Okay. How do you lead?
Lead by example. Try not to overreact, not try to cause drama and like fights.
JT?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I would see myself as a leader, but not in a screaming and hyping everybody up type of aspect. But I like to lead by example and try to get everyone hyped up based off of my actions.
We're getting kind of late here, so I got a couple more questions I want to ask you. Bucket list. Do you have a bucket list that you want to do at some point in your life?
I have a few things on it, like skydiving.
Okay. Would your parents agree with that?
I don't know about that one.
JT?
I would say just owning a large amount of property out in the woods so I can be away from neighbors.
Oh.
So you're going to be one of these hermit guys, that, like the Unabomber or somebody that goes out in the woods. I mean,
Not a hermit. I just don't want to have to deal with a Karen screaming at me for making a little bit of noise.
did you guys? Okay, learn something every day about somebody. Did you all have any nicknames when you were growing up, or now?
When I was in middle school, they gave me the nickname Nasty Nate.
JT?
Yeah, back in middle school, Coach Mitchell used to call me Theodore because he didn't know my middle name because my JT are just my initials for my first and middle name, and he didn't know what the T stood for, so he just called me Theodore.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. That was actually my first question I was going to ask you. What does JT stand for, and why don't you go by your names?
My name is James Thomas, but just since I was
That's a great
born,
name. I mean, there's
Thank
nothing
you.
wrong with that name.
Yeah, just from a young age, I've just always gone with JT, and James and Thomas are my two grandfathers' names, so my parents just decided to combine it, and I'm JT.
Well, I'll ask you that question. What is your name? Nathan? What's your name?
My actual name is Nathaniel,
Nathaniel?
but I've been called Nate for short, and just the shorter version.
Is that a family name, or is that just...
No, just what I've been called. It's just what they picked out for me at birth.
We're getting close to the end here. Like I said, you've got Hardin Valley coming up. I know you've had some injuries, obviously, that have you been dealing with the last couple of years, but the team has always seemed to step up. Obviously, Blake Woody stepped up for you in your case. And then, obviously, last year we lost a lot of people. I'm going to ask you again, one more time. What can this team do? I mean, where is this team going to be? Are they going to be playing? Are you going to be playing in December? Or what's the future hold for us?
Yeah, I think what really differentiates us from a lot of teams is we work really well together and we have each other's backs. And in my experience in being with multiple different teams, we've had great talent, but if you don't work together, then you're not going to get far. And this team has always been a very tight-knit team and always there for each other, and I think we could go far.
I would say the same thing. We have great talent all around. We do work great together. I can see us playing December.
Well, guys, I appreciate you coming up here, and JT, this is a repeat performance for you. You did it last year. Any shout-outs you'd like to make before we close it out?
Just shout out to my parents, shout out to Coach Hawkins and Coach Chitwood, and everybody that's helped me get to where I am now.
Nate?
Shout out to my parents and Coach Chitwood and Coach Dave and helping me with everything.
Guys, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate Nate Stevens and JT Gormley for joining us here. We'll be back here at Pizza Inn next week as the Wildcats get ready next week for Farragut. But this coming Friday night, it is senior night. We'll hope you'll come out. Last regular season home game for the Wildcats, and that'll be against the Hardin Valley Hawks. Appreciate Mark and Shauna Hayes. Appreciate Caleb Jackson and Grayson Brown for doing our camera work on the game this past week. For Mark and Shauna, until next week, and for Coach Rang, this is David Clary saying so long, everybody.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Down the middle, there's the man. Boom! Over the wing. That man is being scored. Fullback, up the middle he goes 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, Scott Fisher 45, 50, 45, 40, Fisher 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, Scott Fisher has just gone 98 yards for an Oak Ridge touchdown. Time. I can't deal it, so unfair, and it feels like heaven so far away. 3rd and 6. Here comes Oak Ridge, just almost a sack. A screen pass intercepted by Warrendine to the 30, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. Michael Warrendine down to the 15-yard line. Porter under center from the 4. He rolls to his right. Backside pressure. Passes complete. Touchdown, Oak Ridge! Booker scores! Booker scores! Booker scores! 12 seconds to play. Pandemonium reigns at Blankenship Field. Hall to the far left. Sorrowful pass. Pumps once. Here's the pass complete to Rock Hardin. Rock Hardin 45 to the 40 to the 35. And he waits. There he goes! There he goes! Touchdown, Oak Ridge! The Wildcats score! Rock Hardin. Rock Hardin takes it down the field. Caldwell the tailback, Woods the pass. Fires it, pass, batted away, intercepted by Oak Ridge. Wildcats Connor Goldmeyer at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, down the field 45, 40, 35, 30, down the field, Connor Goldmeyer to the 20, to the 15. We might have a new record, a new record. Let's see what Brian does. He's going to pass. Setting up a little pass. Boom! Big stick! What a shot by Matt Smith. He blasted that guy. For the Wildcats. Handoff goes up the middle, Rivers to the 40, breaks it down the right side, 45 to the 40, to the 45 to the 50, to the 45 to the 40, to the 45 to the 30, to the 15, the 10, high, touchdown, Oak Ridge. Jamie Woodman, oh, 27 Oak Ridge. And Minor will roll to his right. Has some time. Down the field it goes to Sean Williams, complete 40, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, 25, 15, 10, touchdown, no flags down, Sean Williams scores.
Booker at the 5 on the return to the 10, to the 15, Booker at the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Corey Booker with a kicker to beat. Makes a move on him and blows him away. He'll take it home, baby. Corey Booker, 5, touchdown Oak Ridge.
5-yard line. Here comes Adrian handing it off to Booker. Booker breaks free at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, 25, 40. Corey Booker 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. The freshman has just gone 95 yards. Touchdown Oak Ridge. Corey Booker has gone 95 yards for the Oak Ridge touchdown.
Under center, rolling to his left, looking, firing, there's an air, 2 points in the Wildcats win! Jacob Snyder makes the catch! It's pandemonium on Blankenship Field! Adrian Porter connects with his tight end, Jacob Snyder, into the Oak Ridge fans. And Jerry Colfer will pitch to Summers, and he wants to throw. He looks long, the man is there, the pass, touchdown, Mike Underwood! Underwood on the reception on the halfback pass from Sean Summers, and Oak Ridge
Wildcats trail. Gordon draws back the pass. Has some time. Pass is complete. And it's going to be a touchdown to David Brown as nobody, I mean nobody, baby, was on him. Going for 2, and Colquitt will roll to the right, gives it off the white. He looks to the end zone. 2 points, baby. Oak Ridge has won this ball game from Blankenship Field, the greatest opening victory we've seen in some time. Five men on the line for the Wildcats. Robbie Knight hands it off to Ogletree. Blasted in the backfield. Loses 5 yards. The Wildcats come in strong, and they drop him for a big loss. Greg going to the extra point with Greg Johnson. The hold will be Billy King. 42-41. Oak Ridge on top of Central, and let's see what the Wildcats can do with the kick. Here's a low snap. Here's the kick. It's a block for Oak Ridge. Is headed to the state championship ball game at Vanderbilt on a block extra point. 42-41. And Oak Ridge, pandemonium reigns on the field. The Wildcats are headed to Vanderbilt. A blocked extra point. Oak Ridge celebrating pandemonium. Fans on the field. The block kick and Central season will end on their home field. And Oak Ridge will go to Vanderbilt.